Welcome back for part 3. Rounds 31 through 36 will be made using the main color. So we're going to start in the corner space just before either of the long sides. And we're going to start for round 31 with a half double crochet, chain 2, and half double crochet in that corner chain 2 space. And then we're going to work back post double crochet around each of the 85 stitches down the long side. So 85 back post double crochet on the long side. Then when you get to the next corner, you will work that half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet. And the short side, you will work back post double crochet in each of the 63 stitches. So the corners are the half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet, and then just back post double crochet around each of the stitches on the long side and the short side. So you can go ahead and work that, joining to our starting stitch. Do not fasten off. So when you've worked your way around the whole piece, you will have 87 stitches on the long side, 65 stitches on the short side, and the chain 2 in each of the corners. Round 32, we will slip stitch into that corner chain 2 space, and then we want to work a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. So you can either chain 3 to act as a double crochet or use one of those starting double crochet stitches. For double crochet, chain 2, double crochet in that corner space. We'll chain 1, skip 1 stitch, the very first stitch, and single crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip the next stitch, and then in the next stitch we're going to work what is called an angled puff stitch. So to make the angled puff stitch, after we skip that 1 stitch, we will double crochet in the next stitch. And then we're going to work a puff stitch around the post of this double crochet. So we yarn over, insert our hook around that double crochet, pull up a loop. We'll do that 4 times. It's 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over, pull through all the loops, and chain 1 to close. That chain 1 does not count as a stitch. And we'll do that 21 times. So we chain 1, skip the next stitch, single crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next as the start of our angled puff. Yarn over, go around the double crochet just made and pull up a loop 4 times. Yarn over, pull through all loops, chain 1 to close. So you will work that down the side for a total of 21 of these angled puff stitches, and I'll meet you at that spot. After you've worked those 21 repeats down the side, you will chain 1 after that last angled puff, skip a stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, skip a stitch, which should be the last stitch of the side. And then we're ready to work in this next corner space, the double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. And then to work down the short side, we will chain 1, but this time we will not skip that first stitch. So we're going to work a single crochet into the first stitch of the side, chain 1, skip the next stitch, and then work that angled puff stitch in the next. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chain 1 to close, which does not count as a stitch. chain 1, skip the next stitch, and start the set again with a single crochet, and so on. So down the short side you will do 16 of these repeats. The double crochet, chain 2, double crochet in the corner. Just be very careful to remember on the long side we skip the first stitch, but the short side we do not skip that first stitch. So you can go ahead and work that around, joining to our starting double crochet to end this round, but do not fasten off. When you've worked down the short side and you get to that 16th puff, you will skip a stitch and then single crochet into that last stitch of the side as well. Chain 1 and then work our corner of double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. So the long sides will skip a stitch at the beginning and the end of the side. The short sides do not skip at the beginning and end. So when you've worked your way around, I hope you can take a minute to pause and just look at how pretty this stitch pattern looks. The long sides will have 89 stitches, short sides 69 stitches, and the chain 2 in the corners. Round 33, we will slip stitch into that corner, chain 2 space again, and start with either a chain 3 for our first double crochet or make a starting double crochet, chain 2, double crochet in that corner space. A note for this round is these chain 1 spaces, they count as a stitch. So before and after that single crochet, those chain 1s count as a stitch. So we will double crochet in the next stitch, which is the double crochet of last round's corner, chain 1, skip the space, we'll make the angled puff stitch in the single crochet. So double crochet in the single and then work that puff stitch around the double crochet, chain 1 to close, which remember does not count as a stitch, chain 1, skip the space, and single crochet in the top of that angled puff stitch, chain 1, skip the space, double crochet in the single, and work the next puff around that. Chain 1, skip the space, and we will single crochet in the top of that next puff stitch, chain 1, and so on. So you'll work that 21 times down the side, and I'll meet you at that point. After the 21 repeats down this first long side, you will skip that space, make another angled puff in that single crochet, chain 1, skip the space, and then we will double crochet in that first double crochet of the corner from last round. And then in the corner we will make a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. Then to work down the short side, we will place a double crochet in that next stitch, and then work the chain 1, skip the space, the angled puff stitch in that first single crochet, chain 1, and then single crochet in the top of the puff, chain 1, and so on. So you'll work 16 of those sets down the side, ending the round with an angled puff in that last single crochet, chain 1, and double crochet in the double crochet as we did for the long side. So you can go ahead and complete that all the way around, joining to our starting stitch, but again, do not fasten off. So each long side will have 91 stitches and the short side 71 stitches with the chain 2 in the corners. Round 34, we'll slip stitch into that corner space again and make a double crochet, so either chain 3 or work a starting double crochet and chain 2 and double crochet in that same corner space. We'll place a double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, so those first 2 double crochet of the row from last round. So we'll chain 1, work a single crochet on the top of the puff, chain 1, and work an angled puff in that single crochet. And repeat down the row. Chain 1, single crochet in the puff, chain 1, angled puff in that single crochet. So you will work that the 21 times down the side. After your last puff, you will place a single crochet in the top of the last puff of last round, double crochet in each of the 2 double crochet, and then work the corner of double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, and similarly working down the short side. So I'll let you work that all the way around, joining to our starting stitch, but again, do not fasten off. So when you've worked your way around, you should have 93 stitches on the long side and 73 on the short side, and the corners will have a chain 2. Then for round 35, we're going to stay with our main color. So slip stitch in the corner space, and we want to place 5 half double crochet. So I'm going to start with a chain 2 as my starting half double crochet and place 4 more half double crochet in that same corner space for a total of 5 half double crochet. Then we're going to place a half double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. So that's the double and the next 2 doubles. That's in the chain space and the single crochet and in the next chain space for 6 half double crochet after the corner. Then we'll single crochet in the top of the angled puff and work 3 more half double crochet. So that's in the chain space, in the single crochet, and in the next chain space. And we'll repeat that down the side. Single crochet in the puff, followed by half double crochet in the next 3 stitches, remembering that the chain 1 spaces count as a stitch. So we'll repeat that 21 times. When we get close to the next corner, we'll single crochet in that last puff in the and then half double crochet in the chain 1, the single, and the chain 1 for our 21st repeat, and then we'll have these 3 stitches left that we'll place a half double crochet in those, 5 in the corner, and then repeat similar way on the short side as well. So you can go ahead and work that all the way around, joining to our starting half double crochet or chain 2 to end the round. When you've completed round 35, you will join to our starting stitch, that first half double crochet or the top of our starting chain 2 to finish. We're going to fasten off as well, as we need to start in a different place for the following rounds. The long side should have 97 stitches, a short side 77 stitches with a 1 half double crochet in the corner. So we placed 5 half double crochet in each corner. 2 of them will go for the short side and 2 of them are for the long side, included in those counts. So for the remainder of part 3, we're going to be working in rows on the short sides. So rows 36 to 49, we will work on the first short side, and then we'll repeat that on the second short side. You will chain 1 at the end of each row, which does not count as a stitch. So we'll be working right side and wrong side. So we're going to keep with the main color. I'm actually going back to my natural color for this part. For the main color, so we want to find the middle double crochet just before the short side, and we'll place a double crochet in that corner half double crochet. We'll double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. We'll chain 2, and this is the start of our repeat with the chain 2. We'll skip 3 stitches, and then in the next stitch we're going to work a 3 double crochet cluster. So yarn over into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, repeat that. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 for 3 loops, yarn over into the stitch to pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. We should have 4 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 4. Chain 2, and then make a second 3 double crochet cluster in that same stitch. So it's like a V-stitch of 3 double crochet cluster. Oops, I stretched my yarn out too far on that one. So it's like a V-stitch made with this 3 double crochet cluster with the chain 2 in between. Chain 2, skip 3 stitches, and then we'll make a V-stitch. So it's double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in that next stitch. And we'll repeat that 7 more times for a total of 8 times. So starting with that chain 2, skip 3 stitches and work that 3 double crochet cluster. Chain 2 and another 3 double crochet cluster in the same stitch. Chain 2, skip 3, and a V-stitch, which is a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. So we'll do that a total of 8 times down the side, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. When you've worked those 8 repeats down the short side, you will make 1 more of the 3 double crochet cluster, chain 2, 3 double crochet cluster, chain 2, skip 3 stitches, and work a double crochet in the remaining 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that 4th double crochet should be that middle half double crochet from the corner of last round. And then for row 37 and following, we will chain 1 and turn and work a starting double crochet in this first stitch. And then double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3 double crochet. chain 2, we'll skip the chain 2 from the previous row, and we'll do those 3 double crochet clusters in the chain 2 between last round's 3 double crochet clusters, chain 2, and another 3 double crochet cluster, chain 2, we'll skip the chain space and we'll make a V-stitch in the V-stitch. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the V-stitch from last round. And you will just continue that down the side. After the 8 repeats, you'll make that other 3 double crochet cluster in the chain space between the clusters of last round, chain 2, double crochet in each of the next 4, and turn and repeat. So rounds 37 through 49 will all be done in that manner. And then once you finish that on this first short side, you'll repeat it on the second short side.